Like with many other people, I filled the empty void that was my life with addictions and things that were not good for me. And deep down, you know that these things are ruining your life and causing your life quality and your mental health and your spiritual health and your physical health to go downhill. And yet we still do them because we just can't escape the addiction. We can't escape the habit. We just can't escape the addictions that we have, and we want to. We know our life would probably be better, but again, our life is so miserable, so depressing, so bad that we just, and nonetheless, the addiction itself being so hard to replace, we just can't get out of the addiction. This is many people's lives, and for me, it was my life for a very long time. But what if I told you there was actually a way for you to completely overcome your addictions? And it's actually a method that is very simple and something you can do right now. And it's not even difficult. It's just something that takes a little bit of time, but it's really not hard. And it's something that you can implement right now to overcome your addictions in life and actually be happy. Before I get into this, I want to explain my story with addictions. But even before that, I want to go ahead and say, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to a self-improvement video. If this video helps you, please consider subscribing and watching some of my other videos. Also consider joining my Discord in the description below. This Discord is a community of people on self-improvement, trying to improve their life, overcome their addictions, improve their mental health, and find God, and just have accountability, share progress with each other, and engage in competitions and group calls and all these amazing things. If any of that sounds good to you, just being able to relate to people and people understanding you and what you're going through, having community, having friends that understand, then consider joining the Discord in the description below. I truly believe it will help you. Yes, you do have to subscribe, but you can have a 7-day free trial, and if you like the atmosphere, if you like it and it helps you, then you can stay long term. Anyways, with that being said, I hope you all are having a good day. I was severely addicted when I was younger to many things. Oh my gosh, so many things. And I mean, watching porn was a big one, as well as eating junk food. I was obsessed with junk food. I would just constantly snack and binge eat, and just I would always spend every like 20-30 minutes I'd be looking for a new snack in the pantry to eat or something in the fridge, and I just was always craving food. I was craving all different kinds of foods, and I did these things mostly just to fill the void. I didn't have pleasure in life. I didn't have fulfillment in life, or purpose, or meaning, or happiness just in existence. And so to fill that, I had to delve into my addictions and get pleasure that way. A lot of the times we form addictions because we have no pleasure just in our everyday existence. Our life is so miserable and bland and depressing and purposeless that we have to go to our addictions and our pleasures, our instant gratification habits to actually feel any sense of good, feeling good. The unfortunate ironic part is, though, it makes you feel good, but only in a shallow sense. The more you give into your addictions, the more you're actually ruining yourself spiritually, and the more empty you feel inside, especially when you don't have those habits or those addictions at your disposal. For example, if you're addicted to weed and you have to have weed to feel good, and a couple years down the road in that addiction, there's a situation where you don't have weed at your disposal, well, you're miserable. You are actually like really, like, your life, it sucks without it. And even with it, even when you do have the weed, it feels good for a moment. I mean, you feel like peace, you feel kind of like your mind is quiet, and you feel like, but then you feel purposeless, you feel terrible, and just it ends up being an endless cycle where you have to have more weed, more weed, more weed, constantly smoking weed to actually feel okay. But deep down, the pleasure's not even that good, but you just don't know how to escape. You don't know how to make your life better in the first place. And so this is what you're left with. This is your temporary solution to a existential problem, is just smoking it away and eating junk food and pleasure, 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 pleasure. When, again, in actuality, long term, existentially, your life is being ruined and your life actually isn't that enjoyable. So we need to overcome our addictions. How do we do that actually? Like, fundamentally, how do we overcome our addictions? And how do we do it in a way that will actually last? A lot of times we end up cutting out doom scrolling. We do a dopamine detox. A lot of times we cut out junk food and we go on a diet. A lot of times we cut out porn, we go on a no-fap streak, but then it ends eventually. How do you actually stay on that forever and like cut it out for the rest of your life and never actually relapse or go back? Well, the most important thing is to not think of it in streaks. We have a tendency to think of it in streaks because we're externally motivated. We want to tell people, oh, I haven't fapped in 30 days, I haven't watched porn in this long, I haven't. And even if we don't tell other people, we kind of want to tell ourselves, like, oh wow, 60 days, what a milestone. We don't think of it in doing it less frequently or cutting out the addiction or making the addiction weaker or any of that. We always think of it in streaks because we're externally motivated. You need to think of it as you're doing it the least amount as possible. A really good goal to set is, instead of doing it every day in a month, do it every other day, or do it 3 times a week, twice a week. Set that kind of goal. Not, oh, I'm going to go 7 days without watching. No, don't set those goals, because those goals, you're just going to relapse anyway, and the addictions will come right back. But if you do it less frequently and you're more intentional with it, literally, this sounds crazy, but if you tell yourself, okay, on Thursday I'm going to watch porn, on Saturday I'm going to watch porn, but on Friday I'm not going to watch it. I promise I won't watch it. If I feel like watching it, I'll resist until the next day. Just don't worry, like if Thursday comes around and you really want to watch it, don't worry, like Friday will be right around the corner, you can watch it then. This sounds crazy, and it's not very fundamental, it's not very mainstream advice, but I promise this is a great strategy, because now you're, instead of doing it like 3 times a day like you were, you're looking forward to tomorrow when you can do it as much as you want. But today you can't do it. Today you can't do it, but tomorrow you can do it as much as you want. So you're still kind of giving yourself leeway and giving yourself the ability to, or the hope for the pleasure, but you're not taking the pleasure right now. This will make the addiction weaken. This will make the addiction have less power over you, because let's be real, this is a spiritual thing, and there's real spiritual consequences to your actions, and you have a stronghold. You have a stronghold in your life of that addiction. That addiction has a place, a certain amount of power over you in your life, and if you minimize it, well, the power will be weakened, and it will over time have less power and more and less power and less power and less power. Again, when you get the urge, tell yourself you just won't do it this one time, but next time you're allowed to give in. Just not yet. Then the next time it will be even easier to resist, and the next time it will be even easier, and then keep setting more goals and do it less frequently, and it will actually be kind of easy because you will actually want to do it less frequently. Now, there is another side to this though. You can still very easily go back to your addiction if you don't have anything better to do with your time, if you don't have a purpose, if you don't have meaning in life, if you don't have something that's more important to you or more pleasurable. I want you to understand this concept for me. If you eat junk food every single day for the rest of your life, of course you're going to be craving and like addicted to junk food a lot, all the time. But if you eat junk food like once a year, but if you never eat junk food and you actually only eat healthy food, don't you kind of get addicted to the healthy food? You actually kind of start liking the healthy food. You actually kind of start liking vegetables and steak and less chemically foods, less preservatives. You actually start enjoying the real foods more. And over time, after like a year of this, or even a couple months, let's be real, you're not going to want Pringles. You're not going to want Doritos. You're not going to want candy. It'll actually look gross to you. And if you taste it, it will taste way too sweet and way too just artificial, and you will actually like gag because you don't want it. You want the real food. This goes for any addiction that you have in your life. I promise you. If you get addicted to the delayed gratification instead of the instant gratification, then you're not going to want to do the instant gratification anyway. So this is where the second part to this solution comes into play. Instead of, on the days where you're not doing the addiction or the habit, don't just not do the habit and then do whatever with your time, like doom scrolling or watching TV or doing something else. Actually slowly replace the time you give into those addictions with another habit that's good for you. It's even better if it's a relevant habit. So for example, if you struggle with anger at night, you have a lot of anger issues at nighttime, do a workout at night or journal about your anger at night. If you struggle with porn, find a habit that replaces that urge and do that, and it hopefully a habit that's at least semi good for you. And then when you're delayed gratification minded, rather than pleasure minded in life, you will slowly start liking the delayed gratification habits more, and it's better for you. And then your life has more meaning, more purpose. You're more in the natural order to life, so you feel naturally better, which is how you're supposed to live as humans. And then if you find your purpose in life, this is a little extra bonus tip. If you find something in life that gives you purpose and gives you drive and gives you meaning, which is not an easy thing to do, but if you do that, then you will literally be set for life. You have a purpose that is more important to you than any addiction. If you're replacing your pleasure and your addictions with delayed gratification and you have a purpose in life, you're not going to want to do the addictions anyway. You're not going to want to do the bad habits. It's like endless motivation for you. So that's how you overcome your addictions. Very simply explained. Don't get pessimistic either. No matter how addicted you are, you can overcome it. I promise you. I was severely addicted to many of these things, and yet I overcame them. I promise you, you can be saved, you can be helped, and that your life can get better. And your addictions, you can make whatever excuses you want, but your addictions are actually ruining your life and trading in long-term true fulfillment and happiness for short-term pleasure and gratification, which isn't actually good for you, and it doesn't actually make you better as a person or as a soul, and it doesn't make you happier, let's be real. So with that being said, I love you all. I hope this video helped you. Again, if it did, please consider subscribing and watching some of my other videos. And again, if you want to join that Discord, I really do think it'll be a good place for you if this is the kind of stuff you're into and you want to get help. And if you want help from me directly one-on-one, like a coaching call, or just talk about your life or what you're going through, then that's at your disposal if you join the Discord. So definitely consider joining. I truly believe it'll be good for you. I love you all so very much. Have a good day, and I'll see you all hopefully sometime soon.